This exercise is a great way to work on your scapular control and strength and kind of connecting your scapula work with some core work. That's why I love this exercise. However, it can be really challenging. So I typically will do this set up with yoga blocks. If you are struggling with that, you can go higher. You can also use parallel bars, or if this is really challenging, you can go up on a bench or have two benches, one on each side. The higher up, generally a little bit easier it's going to be, but there are two variations that I like to use on the ground. One is going to be with legs straight, which would look like this, and one is going to be with knees bent, which would look like this. Depending on what you're working on, I typically will start with knees bent and progress to legs straight. Ultimately, we're trying to take pressure off of our feet and put it into our hands and arms by really tucking and thinking about bringing the top of our pelvis towards the bottom of our rib cage. Now, this exercise is going to be working specifically on maintaining that position while doing some scap shrugs or scap push-ups, just to get a little more familiar with that movement, get a little bit of awareness and control, and really build strength. So if this bothers your wrists, you can also have dumbbells on top of these, or you can just go on your knuckles, which I don't prefer, it doesn't feel that great for me. Or you can move your wrists around in different positions. Getting into the position is gonna look like so. And what we wanna do here is think about pulling our shoulder blades down away from our ears, making the space in between the top of the shoulder and ear really big. Then from there, we're gonna shrug our shoulders up to our ears and then bring them back down as far as possible. A lot of people, when they do this, will lose their spine connection and they will use their neck. We don't want to do that, so keep your neck in a locked position and think about somebody pulling you from the top of your head, staying really nice and tall and long through your spine. And as you're doing the movement, you want to get your shoulders as high as possible and as low as possible. And we also want to make sure our elbows are locked. This does require quite a bit of tricep strength, which is great in building your triceps, but we don't want to be bending and straightening the elbows because that is them trying to compensate for your shoulders. So as you do these, you might lose your range of motion, which is totally fine. You want to get to that point of failure or to the point where you cannot do the full range of motion anymore, because that's how we're going to grow, build strength, and build more tissue that will help you own that range of motion and those movements. So over time, you should feel that you can do more reps or do the more progressed position. And over time, that should help you in anything that you're doing, like an L-sit, all the way up to things like push-ups and generally just having stronger and healthier shoulders. So stay consistent with them and give your all with the effort in the form and intention in what you're doing, and you should reap a lot of the benefits.